Good day, everyone. Hello, my name is Sir Francis Sibayan, and I am your teacher for today. Before we start, let me ask you something. How are you feeling today? Are you good, bad, or interesting? Okay, I guess you are all feeling good. Now, let's start the class. Our topic for today is all about the varieties of language. But before we proceed to the varieties of language, these are the learning targets of this lesson. At the end of the lesson, student will able to first discuss the concept of accent, diglossia, colloquial words, jargons, and also examine how these varieties relate to the culture and the society. We need to define the language. What is language? Language, the principal method of human communication, consisting of words used in a structured and conventional way and conveyed by speech, writing, or gestures. In addition, language is a system of communication used by a particular country or a community. Now, we are done with the definition of language. Let us proceed with the varieties of language. First, accent. An accent is a manner of pronunciation peculiar to a particular individual, location, or nation. An accent may be identified with the locality in which a speaker resides. It is called a regional or geographical accent. The socio-economic status of its speakers, their ethnicity, their caste, or social class, or influence from their first language, which is called a foreign accent. In addition, accent is a modulation of voice in speaking or pronouncing. It is the modification of the voice. Here are some examples of it. Some say if you say either, some say either. Next is some say I will never leave you because and the other one says it by I will never leave you. That is accent. It is simply know how you pronounce the words. Second is diglossia. Diglossia is a situation in which two varieties of the same language are used under different conditions with a community. The way it works is that one dialect or language is used for a casual, everyday interaction and a different standard language is used for more official, formal purposes. In short, these are the words that you pronounce in your everyday lives. It is simply the everyday interaction. There are two distinct varieties of diglossia. These are low variety and high variety. First is low variety. The speakers don't formally learn its grammar on how to write in that language. It's merely learned as a spoken language. It is flexible and is more likely to change over time because it is not restricted by the rule of the high language. Like for example, the man asks the woman, "What's up with your hair?" What's up is the informal term of what is going on. Then the woman responded, "You're in early," with simply "yeah," which is also non-standard spelling of yes, representing informal pronunciation. Low variety of diglossia refers on the informal way of pronunciation. The next one is the high variety language. It is the language used for formal situation. This language is learned at school. Formally, speakers learn how to write in that language and they learn its formal grammar rules. In many cases, the community considers high variety to be correct from form of the language. They want to keep it the same and not let it change. Unlike the low variety that is flexible and changes over time, it uses the most proper, formal, and polite choice of words. Like for example, they use tallied instead of counted. Some say they use in which instead of were. And lastly, some use would instead of will. That is the high variety of diglossia. The third variety of language is colloquial words. It is an expression used in informal conversation. It is commonly used in a regional or local dialect. Colloquialism can be confused with slang and jargons, since these are two other ways of conversing in informal way. The difference is that slang words are used in specific social groups like teenagers, whereas colloquialism can be generally be understood across age and socio-economic barriers as long as the speakers are all from the same geographic region. Colloquialism may use slang with them, but this is not always the case. Example, the carbonated beverages. There are regional borders that separate the usage of the words soda, pop, soft drinks, and some called it Coke. They use it as a generic term of and not just to refer to the brand. There are numerous differences between American English and British English. Other example, they call the game soccer, but in other they called it football. That is the colloquial words. Okay, lastly is jargons. Jargons is defined as the use of specific phrases and words in a particular situation, profession, or trade. These specialized terms are used to convey hidden meaning accepted and understood in that field. In short, these are the special words or expressions that are used by a particular profession or group and are difficult for others to understand. The following are examples of jargons used in medical field. First is acute. Acute is a condition that comes suddenly. Next one is atypical, something that is not completely normal. And lastly, negative. Negative is a result of a test that indicates a tested condition is not present. Okay, class. I hope that you learned something new from our lesson, which are the varieties of language. These are the first is accent, next one is diglossia. Under diglossia, there are two, low variety and also the high variety. The third one is colloquial words. Under colloquial words, there is a jargons and many other variety of language. I hope that you learned something from me. Again, this is Sir Francis, and thank you for listening.